so sorry. Yeah. Earth, brown, melanin, mercury, soul train, cold tan, down to the core is all soul. Pure gold, mad mind, mad miners, Congo, mad miners, go home, iPhone. Bad apple, pure bodies dead, bad apple. The tree spoke from Ghana, them people, them Ghana. Shook that tree for a money maker. Sucks how I did wrong. Earth, if everybody's birth, then what's the pure body worth? My soul cry earth. Brown, melanin, mercury, soul train, cold tan, down to the course, all soul. Pure gold, mad mind, mad miners, Congo, mad miners, go home, iPhone. Bad apple, pure bodies dead, bad apple. My tree spoke from Ghana. Now my people them Ghana. Now you shook that tree for a money maker, and it sucks how I did wrong. Oh earth, if everybody's birth, what's a pure body worth? So sorry. Ear the at, ear the A-R-T-H, ear the at, ear T, hear T-H-E at, he at, he A-R-T, H-E-R the at, he-A-R the at. Earth, brown, melanin, mercury, soul train, cold train, pure heart. Hear the at, hear the A-R-T-H, hear the at, hear T, hear T, hat. There goes the sound of the underdog. See my dread, an underdog, you could be my dread. See my dread, sausage dog, you could be my dread. Against PITs, you'll be barking man, please be my guest. Nappy headed sirens scream, till they don't sound the alarm like this. Earth, brown, melanin, mercury, soul train, cold tan, down to the course, all soul. Pure gold, mad mind, mad miners, Congo, mad miners, go home, iPhone. Bad apple, pure bodies dead, bad apple. My tree spoke from Ghana. Now my people them Ghana. Now you shook that tree for a money maker. Sucks how I did wrong. Oh earth, if everybody's birth.
Ever since I was a kid, I had a dream of becoming a pilot, but could never afford it. One day I decided to stop making excuses, to sacrifice my comfort, to make my dream happen. Ever since I was a kid, I had a dream of becoming a pilot, but could never afford it. One day I decided to stop making excuses, to sacrifice my comfort, to make my dream happen. My name is D, and this is my journey. This is Future Pilot 901. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? What's up, people? Welcome back to Future Pilot 901. Today is, of course, Thursday, when I put myself through the paces. It's the Flight Sim Sesh. This is episode number 6. Welcome. My name is D. I'm your future captain. You better respect me. If you don't, we'll be having words. We'll be having words. That's for sure. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a great week so far. It's nearly the weekend. And you know what happens on the weekend? Weekend is no different to any other day. Why? Because every day is an opportunity to go after your dream. Every day is an opportunity to advance towards your dream. So the weekend is perfect because that means you're not on somebody else's job 9 to 5 or whatever else you work, potentially. And you got the time to pursue your dreams. Now, before we get started, just so you know, Future Pilot 901 Live is brought to you every Monday, 7 p.m. UTC. That's Zulu time. And on Mondays, we usually look at different things like updates from the CAA, updates from the Air Accident Investigation Branch, and also there's usually a main topic that's pretty much there to allow me to become a better pilot, a reflection moment, a learning moment. And I like to share it with you guys. One, to be accountable, but also a good way to really embed information is to talk about it, is to share it. So I like to do that just as a way of learning. And if it's useful to you, then we can grow together. And whenever I find out any new updates, I let you know. When I know, I let you know. So we're both in the know. So when you know something, make sure you drop a comment. Let me know. Then on a Thursday, we usually do the Flight Sim Sesh. That's why we're live today. Usually about 10 p.m. Both shows are live on Kick and on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification. And if you don't, I'll be hunting you down. If you're on Kick, make sure you hit that follow button, because after all, there is no show like this one. Let me just change my settings slightly. I've just realized on Kick, I didn't. Yes, no, it's saved as the correct category. All right, people. Well, today is all about engine fires. Now, why? Because they're pretty rare, but when they do happen, they can be intense and it can be insane. And the idea is, if I practice this on the sim, if it ever happens in real life, which I hope it never happens, but if it does, I will be a little bit more prepared. Interesting fact. Your brain struggles, and I have pretty much a similar brain to yours. So our brains actually struggle to tell real life from imagination. And that's why practicing is so powerful. For example, with movies, we go to a movie, we see characters. In fact, we know the actor. They are our favorite. So I've got like active noise canceling in these headphones. So it's bugging me out sometimes. I need to like expose an ear just so I can hear the world around me and make sure that I'm not too loud. But back to the point. Our brains struggle to tell reality from imagination. So when you go to sleep, you don't really know that you're dreaming until you wake up. When you go to a movie, you know the actor, you know the actress, you know the director, and yet there you are in a movie like this. Oh no, what's going to happen? Behind you. Why? because our brains naturally struggle to tell the difference. And so we can use that to our advantage by practicing, by imagining that we're in that scenario. That's why visualization is so powerful, because we kind of train our body to be in that situation so that when we're in it, we're better likely to take the right action. Now, is it foolproof? No. But is it better than not practicing? Absolutely. So that's what I'm doing. Now, before we get started, I was just thinking about what information, and shout out to you in the chat. Shout out especially to the lurkers in the chat. This week, I had more people say to me, "Oh yeah, you do that flight sim stream, don't you? Yeah. I'm watching you." I was like, "Yo, I didn't." Like, where were you in the chat? Like, where were you in the comments? Like, where were the likes? Like, oh yeah, I really enjoyed it. Okay, well, show me the love. Keep the energy flowing. Make sure you drop a message in the chat. Just say hello, and make sure you also hit that like button, because I really appreciate it. So, fires. We'll get practicing in just a second. But as I was thinking about it, I was thinking, okay, what's important for me to remember during a fire? And the thing to remember is this, all right? The fire triangle. So we need oxygen, we need fuel, we need heat. And I'm going to be practicing engine fire on start, engine fire during taxi, and engine fire in flight, which the common thing when I was looking at the checklist, and by the way, I'm not a flight instructor. I've got a PPL, and this is just part of my staying proficient. So don't take my word for gospel. Consult your flight instructor. Now, the common thing between the engine, how to deal with engine fire or during starts, engine fire on taxi, and engine fire on flight is essentially removing one of these elements, all right? Removing one of these elements. In particular, removing, well, we can't really remove the oxygen as such, well, unless you use a fire extinguisher, but that's not what we're looking at today. Can't really remove the heat that's coming from the spark plug. We can actually, and more on that coming. But the main thing is the fuel, stopping the fuel flow. And you remove any one of these, and you're on your way to dealing with that fire. So that's something I'm just lodging in my brain as I'm looking at this. All right, let's fire up Explain 12 and get this show on the road. Where is Explain 12? Here we go. All right, I'm at lovely North Weald, as I usually am, because that's where I fly from. So I try to practice where I usually am. I've got a flight in a couple of weeks, so I need to tighten up on my practice. All right, assuming pre-flight has been done, it's now time to do the internals and starting. And then I'm going to show you guys it's quite a cool feature, actually, the feature of setting up different failures. Let me just switch the camera. How you can set up different failures onto the flight sim. I quite like that. I think I've underused the sim, so I'm going to be exploring some more features. All right. So external checks done, pre-flight brief complete. So we'll just do a flight to the east. Let me get my Sky Demon ready to go, because at some point we're actually going to go on a flight. So I'll get my location on. And this is one of the things I like. If someone out there uses Microsoft Flight Simulator, can you please let me know? Is it possible to use moving maps? Is it possible to use moving maps with your Microsoft Flight Simulator? Because right now I'm about to put Sky Demon and I can connect it directly to my Explain 12. So I don't know if this is a functionality that's available on all flight simming platforms. So there you have it. You choose explain, and that connects me onto it. The funny thing is I need my location turned on. I think that just allows it to find where my explain software is. Okay, it's loading up, so we'll get started and then it will probably pick it up. Alrighty then. Okay, as always, there's somebody to block. Give me just a second. Nope, not interested in buying views. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Alrighty. Cool. All right, internal starting, hatches, seats, harnesses, all good. Parking brake, let's get that parking brake on. No, that's off, that's on. Radio avionics is, let's double check that's off. Nope, now it's off. Flying controls, let's go outside for that. Is this working? Why is my flight controls not working? Okay. Short, brief commercial break. Let me get this controls to work. Ever since I was a kid, I had a dream of becoming a pilot, but could never afford it. One day I decided to stop making excuses, to sacrifice my comfort, to make my dream happen. My name is D, and this is my journey. This is Future Pilot 901. All right, let's have a look. Wow. Well, there you go. I literally just did a way fun times. Let's have a look. Let's go yoke. My yoke is unresponsive. What do you do if you're in flight and your yoke becomes unresponsive? Then you have to use the trimmer for pitch and the power for altitude, which is in itself an experience. Maybe that's something I'll practice next time round. What do you do when your yoke becomes, when it's basically messed up, right? The only thing I can think of is the fact that I've actually paused explain. That's why it's not working. That's why it's not working, because I've paused explain. Duh. Right. Okay, now it's reloading. Anyways, it's the run up to Christmas. So I hope you guys are getting ready to spend your money, because Christmas is a spending time. And I'm literally this is how I am with my bank account. I'm literally like this. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Shh. I know. That's me and my bank account, because it's looking wild this Christmas. It's looking wild and looking crazy. Okay, is explain back up? It's coming back up. What is your favorite flight sim software? What is your favorite flight sim software? Make sure you drop that in the thingamabob. No thanks. Ignore. Okay, resume last flight. Share. Bosh. Bash. Nope. And share. Explain. There we go. All right. Take 2. And I keep wanting to change this setting, but I haven't quite got to it. All right, so let's. Okay, that's cool. Let's get started. So internals all good. Flying controls. Now this time we should be all good. Full and free movement. Got the elevators, got the rudders. Perfect. Back in. Trimmer set neutral. Checked. Cabin air controls. That's going to be important for engine failure in flight. Fuel checked on both. So that is the fuel cock. Do not ask me why it's called that. Just do not. Let's not even go there. Right. Understood. Cold starts. We don't need to prime actually. On flight sim, it tends to start without priming. All right. Now, what I'll do is I'll set up the failure. Let's go flights, failures, engine, failures, engine fire. Let's put it in 1 minute. Set mean time, set the exact time, and let's set 1 minute. Done. Apply changes. Cool. All right. So we're going to go mixture rich, fuels on, holding brakes, look around. Let's go master switch on, and the circuit breakers are in. And we're going to look clear right. Let me check. Clear right, clear ahead, clear left. And so we're going to go throttle 1/4 inch open. This is kind of weird because I'm using the wrong hands. Usually my left hand would be operating the key, the ignition. So I'm kind of doing it the wrong way around. So we go, bop, bop. Engine fire starts. Mixture off, fuel off, keep cranking. 1, 2, 3. Throttle fully open. And exit the aircraft and leave. Cool. Let's try that one more time. So I'm going to talk through that in just a second and review. All working. All right. So idea is engine fire and start. Checklist says continue cranking for 3 to 4 seconds. Mixture lean, throttle open, fuel cock goes off. So mixture, fuel, keep cranking, mixture, throttle open, fuel off. Let's try that one more time. Am I not sharing? Now I am. All right. Let's go. Flights, edit failures. Let's do 30 seconds this time. Engine, failures, fire. Set exact time, 0.5. Here we go. Apply changes. So mixture goes rich. Throttle, 1/4 inch open. Let me move the cranking hand to the left. 1/4 inch open. Then master switch goes on. and circuit breakers are in. And we go one, keep cranking, mixture lean, throttle open, 3, 2, 1, and off, get out the aircraft. Fire extinguisher, open the doors and out. Fight the fire from the outside if it's a smaller fire. Or wait for emergencies and stay clear of the plane. Cool. So that is my engine fire on start. Now we're going to do on taxi. So I put 5 minutes. Engine failure. Set exact time. Five minutes. Okay, so one major common reason for engine fire and start, and I have seen this once, is due to overpriming. So it's very important not to overprime the aircraft, because then you end up in situations where you could have either it won't start or there could be an engine fire and start. So it's really important to be very quick to react so that it can be controlled. All right. Now, engine fire on taxi. Let's have a look at what the checklist says, or engine fire on the ground. Check it out. So if taxiing, stop clear of other aircraft, fuel bowsers, etc. The last thing you want to do is like park up right next to a fuel bowser and basically reenact a scene from Rambo or Mission Impossible or something. Throttle goes closed. So as opposed to when you're starting, where you go throttle open, you go mixture lean, throttle open, you actually close the throttle, which will stop you from moving forward. Then you lean the mixture, lean cut off, so that you're cutting, again, you're disrupting that fuel triangle. And then fuel cock off and magnetos off, master switch off. Okay. If fire continues, evacuate aircraft with fire extinguisher to a safe upwind location. Now, that is the important bit. Why? Because, and I'm going to pause the sim, otherwise the fire will start in just a second. Let me restart the timer. Engines, failures, 5 minutes. Apply changes, and I'm going to pause it. Yes, now why is that important? Because the wind could be blowing the fire towards you, and that's the last thing that you want. You don't want the wind to be blowing the fire towards you so that you get burnt when you get out. So you want to point the aircraft in such a way that the wind is blowing the fire away so that the exit is clear. Now, in a Cessna 172, we've got 2 doors. In a Piper PA-28, would have 1 exit. So these are just things to be mindful of and be aware when you are doing this obviously in real life, for example. All right, so let's get this show on the road. Let me chuck in some wind. Just so I can flight configuration. Let's customize the weather. Let's go wind from, let's get the wind from there. So slight crosswind. Actually, let's have the wind from the east. No. Let's have wind from the east. Roughly. Really? And let's have it. Let's have it 10 knots. Cool. So essentially, if the wind's from the east, I'm going to have to face the west to make sure that it's clear. So let's click done, apply changes. We're still paused. All right, so let's get started. So it's going to hit me somewhere along the taxi. Mixture goes rich, throttle 1/4 inch open, feet on the brake. Car cabin heat is off. So a reminder on our checklist, we're going to go throttle, mixture, fuel, mags. Mixture, fuel, mags. That happens a lot. So throttle off, mixture, fuel, mags, and then master switch off. Let me just switch this camera. And we're back. Windows has decided to play with my life. All right. So let's see if we can sort this out this time. Technology is really playing up today, eh? Right. Okay. Resume last flight. Close that. Do. Let's get some background music on. Let's get.
Well, I see this girl, you know she looks like Ruby Funk. She was feeling her mind with all crazy kind of junk, telling me all style sign. Didn't want her to drag her head.
As always, it starts running.
Is that a fact? She told me Mercury's in retrograde. Is that so? Well, I don't care for astrology. Would love to know just who.
Actually, let's go back. Because it's going to be engine failure on taxi. Double check the failures loaded up. Failures, engine fire. Let's put 3 minutes. Done. Let's put the wind back on. We want 90 and we want... Yeah, let's have 10. Let's go up to 10. Flight changes. There we go. And all right. Clear right, clear ahead, clear left. Parking brake released. 1200 RPM. Let's take it that we've done our checks, and brakes are operational. So we're going to turn right. So remembering it's going to be throttle off, mixture, fuel, mags, master switching out. All right, here I do my taxi checklist. I'm just going to call it out. Increase into right, bank into right, balls out to the left, decrease into left, bank into left, balls out to the right. Taxi check complete. And we've made our radio call already. I'm just going to focus on the exercise. All right. Coming up to the grass taxiway. Pulling the yoke back, coming in nice and slow, and 45 degrees. We will come. Making our way to Bravo 1 for departure from runway 02 at Northfield. And we think everything is looking good. T's and P's are in the green. Everything's looking Krispy Kreme. So while I'm taxiing, I'm aware that wind is from the east. That means that's coming from the right side of the screen. I've got the windsock in front of me, so I'll be looking at that. The windsock at the moment is not representative. But right now, I'm assuming the wind is coming from right to left, which to the right is east at the moment. So I'm going to turn into wind to go to Bravo 1. It's just little things like that you want to be aware of while you're taxiing, what direction you're going in. It's quite useful to have that in mind. Okay, so now I'm into wind. And I'll make the call. Golf Foxtrot Golf approaching Bravo 1 for backtrack to the RP. Go. Oh, engine fail. Okay. Turn. And mixture, fuel, mags, and master switch, and get out the aircraft. Psh, bosh. Fire extinguisher. And problem is dealt with. I'm out of the aircraft. I'm sure it will burn very brightly that, if I didn't get time to make a mayday call, they would see me. Because usually they have a very good view of the runway, particularly this part of the runway. And actually at Northfield, I don't know if they've finished rebuilding it, but they've been building a new tower. Call it tower, even though it's air ground, but they're building a new tower that's like right next to the runway. So they're going to have a good view of this. They're going to get somebody out to support. All right. So that was pretty good. I think it would happen a little bit quicker in real life. I'm grateful or thankful that I had an idea of where the wind is from. So it reduces the thinking time. So when I then actually do this in the aircraft, I think it's useful to know that I need to log in my mind where's the wind coming from, which I do anyway, because when you're taxiing, you will have ailerons into wind. So I am aware of where the wind's coming from during taxi, because I have to change the yoke based on where the wind is coming from, whether it's pushing me or stopping me, whether it's across or from the other side. Pretty basic. Throttle off, because what you want to do is slow yourself down so you can get out. So that's pretty intuitive. Next thing is fuel, mixture, fuel, mags, and then master switch off. So pretty basic, pretty intuitive. All right. I'm letting the plane burn in the background. Let it burn, gotta let it burn. If you don't know that song, you need to get to know. All right, so the next one's going to be engine failure in flight. Engine failure in flight. So what we're going to do is just change this edit failure, and we'll put it in, let's say, 5 minutes, after which we would have taken off and been en route. Not 50 minutes, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Apply. Cool. And let's go pause that. Right, let's review what happens with engine failure in flight. So with engine failure in flight, it doesn't actually have it on this checklist, which is a little bit of a pain. Depending on the altitude, this is probably going to be about 2,000 feet, I'm imagining. So there won't be time to, you know, essentially the idea is treat it like a forced landing. Starve the engine of fuel and treat it like a forced landing. Again, speak to your flight instructor. I'm not a flight instructor. I'm just a PPL trying to stay on top of these things. So the best glide on a Cessna 172 is 65, which I'm aware of. Of course, consider the wind direction. So that's always important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off, go to the east, do a local flight. During that local flight, there's going to be an engine fire. During that engine fire, I will starve the engine of fuel, i.e. mixture lean, fuel off, then mags off, and just treat it as a forced landing at that point. Select. And during that time, also get to best glide speed. Speed is king. If I lose track of my speed and I'm too slow, I will stall and it will all be for nothing. So it has to be aviate, navigate, communicate. So it has to be, as I go fuel, mixture, fuel, mags, I'm keeping an eye on my speed so that I'm bang on 65. Once I'm there, because it's a Cessna, there's electric flaps. I have to keep the master switch on to use the flaps. And once I use the flaps, then do that. But that might not be a safe choice. Let me see. That's quite annoying, actually, that they don't have on this checklist engine fire. Engine fire in the air. My bad. They do have it. Throttle closed, mixture lean, fuel off, mags off, radio mayday. Okay. Then treat it as a forced landing. So exactly what I said. Flying, engine fire, throttle off, mixture lean, fuel off, mags off, make a mayday call, treat it like a forced landing, open the doors before touchdown. Cool. Let's go for it. Let's see what that looks like in real life, in sim life. Alrighty. So the wind is still from the east. And let's go mixture. Okay. Unpause that. Change this angle. Unpause it, throttle 1/4 inch open, master switch on. Let's get these off. There we go. Oil pressure is up within 30 seconds. You do your checks here, which I'm bypassing for now. And okay, I'm going to expedite through checks here. Let's get 1200 RPMs and hold in. Cool. Cigars. Controls full and free movements in the correct sense. And instruments. DI looks good. No, about 135. Yep, looks good. Altimeter looks good. Transponders and alt. Everything else looks good. Gas. Let's go 2000 RPM. T's and P's in the green. Engine fire started already. Got to delay that for a little bit. That's cool. Now imagine if you could just click and make engine fires disappear. 1700 RPM it is. 1700 RPM, T's and P's in the green. Check the carb heats. One left, one both, one to right, one to both. Drop within limits, difference within limits. Suction is registering correctly. Ametis charging, or rather not discharging. T's and P's in the green. And idle check. Idle check is complete, 1200 RPM. Power check is all done. Okay, T trimmer, set neutral, throttle friction is good, tight. Magnetos on both, pitot heat not required. Flaps 10 degrees set. Instruments set for takeoff. Lights, landing light, get the light and landing light on. Way. Landing light goes on. Today is really my day for technology, boy. Today is really my day. It's decided. I don't know if it's my computer, though. It might be my computer. It might not actually be X-Plane's fault. It might just be my computer. Might just be my computer. Maybe I'm asking too much of it. Could it be possible? Could I be asking too much of my computer? For some reason, chats are not showing up. But I see you. I see you, StreamHub. Thank you for passing by. This is embarrassing. Now we're starting again. Right. Let's go. Brakes. Let's taxi, let's depart, and then we'll do the engine failure in the air because this is messing around with me. Okay, increase into the right, increase into right, bank to the right, balls out to the left, decrease into the left, decrease into the left, bank into the left, balls out to the right. Differential braking, right brakes, left brake, taxi checks complete. Let's get lined up. Lean that for taxi. And we're coming to grass, so we go nice and slow. And yoke all the way back, coming up 45 degrees, nice and slow. There we go. And if the wind's coming from the right, what we will do is ailerons to the right if the wind's coming from the right. And we're going to taxi our way to Bravo 1, where we're going to depart. And once we depart and we're airborne, then we will have an engine failure and see how we deal with that. Alrighty. By the way, what kind of procedures would you like to see me practice? VFR, PPL. So any procedures that has to do with that. So I can't do any instrument procedures or anything like that. Although I can't wait to practice instrument procedures on the sim. Okay, approaching, clear left, clear ahead, clear right. Go at an angle and nice and slow. Assuming we've done our checks. expediting. Golf Foxtrot Golf Bravo 1 ready for immediate departure. Nothing to affect. Clear right, clear ahead, and clear left. We've had nothing on the radios. We can't see anything on base or on final. Just turn to double check. Looks clear, and we will go onto the runway. And line up. And there we go. Slow down there. All right, get that light on. Okay, so ready for departure. Let's set the wind because I want a bit of a crosswind. Flight. No. Customize wind. Wind 90 degrees. Okay, so it is from the right. Why is it not showing that then? And let's get the failure in. No engine failures. Let's do fire. Set exact time, 5 minutes. Done. Apply changes. Right, 2000 RPM set. Oh, brakes are holding, T's and P's are in the green, and we're going to go correction, aileron into wind correction for wind. All right, so then we're going to release and get the right rudder in and full power. And power sets, T's are, we're going to neutralize, T's and P's are in the green, airspeed is alive. 55 knots rotating. Keep it about there. Okay, tendency to pitch up. Yeah, that's good. Maintain that right rudder in. Okay, it's going to be a right turn out towards the east. Remembering that wind is coming from the east. So at this point, we do felt checks, flaps come up, engine T's and P's in the green. Going to focus on trimming first. Landing light goes off, and we continue the climb. Clear to the left, clear ahead, clear right, bank, balance, back pressure. Keeping our bank angle slightly shallow as we climb up. 1,200 feet. Stop the descent initially. Attitude, power, trim. So one of the ideas that, for example, Finer Points talks about is monkey branching. So always thinking, oh, if I had an engine failure here, this is where I would land. Okay, so we go full power, continue the climb. So you go up. So always looking out, always looking at a field, just in case. Now, right now we're heading into wind. So if I had an engine failure, if I wanted to maximize my gliding distance, I would have to fly towards the west so that the wind's pushing me instead of stopping me. And we're going to level off at 2,000 feet. Attitude, power, and trim. Golf Foxtrot Golf, changing frequency, south end radar 130.780. Bye-bye. And we change our frequency South end radar. Trim for. All right. And this fire is going to start at any moment. Enjoying the day, la 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 la. Flying around, la 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 la. Let me see. Why do I not have my location on here? Sky Demon, fly with X-plane. Okay. Bank balance, back pressure. All right, I'm gonna make the engine fire go now because I don't know what's happening with the fire. Oh. Engine failures. Where's the fire? Are you serious? What kind of fire? Oh, there it is. Okay, engine fire. Fine. Okay, throttle closed. We're going to just turn around, slow down, don't go down. And we're going to go mixture lean, fuel off, mags off. And we're going to look for 65 as we turn for the downwind. So we can still pull back. Okay, so going about there. And let's trim that. There we go. That's the road. Let's trim that there. Okay. So all of that secure. I'm going to make the Mayday call. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. South end radar, Golf November, we see Foxtrot, Golf Cessna 172. Engine fire, forced landing, east from Northfield. Okay. So we're going to trim that there. And we're going to make sure we've spotted. I think I spot a field just to the right there. Okay, cool. So at this point, 1000. Make sure we trim. And I'm going to go 10 degrees, 20 degrees, 30 degrees, because I want to land to this field just to the right here. And turning base, so slightly maintaining that speed. And final. And engine secures, doors open, ready for exit when we get out. And here we go. There we go, and fly level. And okay. Again, turning away from wind, opening the doors and exiting. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Interesting. Let it burn in the background. All right, so bit of a debrief for me. Good. In terms of aviate, navigate, communicate. So I aviated, which is throttle off, mixture, fuel, max. I navigated, which was going downwind. But what I should have done before making my Mayday call is selecting the field. Select the field first and start heading towards it. Then make the Mayday call. So I need to just switch those two around. But Mayday call was all right. I did give a bit more information. So Mayday, 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 South End radar, Golf, November, Whiskey, Foxtrot, Golf, engine fire, forced landing in a field east of North Wild, 2 POBs, PPL, or something like that. Although the PPL is not as necessary because it's not really like, if you're going, for example, inadvertent like via far like flight into IMC, so you inadvertently flew into clouds or flew into the weather, PPL, no instrument rating, becomes a relevant information in your Mayday. But with an engine fire, PPL, like if you're a student, maybe that's more relevant. But as a PPL holder, I don't think it's as relevant. I think the POBs are more important. So I'd go Mayday, 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 South End radar, Golf November Whiskey Foxtrot, Sierra Cessna 172, engine failure east of Chippingonga, landing in a field, 2 POBs. So keep it crisp, keep it clear, give the most important information, then back to focus. So aviate, navigate, then communicate. Aviate, power off, mixture lean, fuel off, mags off, navigate, turn downwind, select the field, communicate Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Before landing, I've secured the engine. I've used my flaps. Master switch goes off. Doors open so that we don't get stuck in the aircraft if there's impact. Then exit the aircraft and wait for help. So I think it was pretty good, pretty good. Some slight rough edges, but generally pretty good. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat what you thought of that. Also, if you have ideas on different things that I could practice, let me know. What I do like, what I enjoyed most about doing these series of failures is, funny enough, for a long time, even though I know it's simulated, I still have that sense of rushing, that sense of, oh, gotta move, gotta do this, gotta do that. And what I'm trying to get myself to do, especially not just in this area, but with responding to emergencies, but also with assessments, because there is a sense of pressure, there's a sense of nerves, but the calmer I am, the better I perform. So what I'm happy about is that I didn't kind of stumble all over myself. It was kind of quite controlled. So let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. I'm quite curious. But yeah, that is me. It's time for me to go. Alas, with the plane burning in the background. Let me know what emergencies you want me to try. I mentioned one that I want to try next week, but I've forgotten what it is now. I might have to watch the stream back. Or you can put it in the comment section and help me out. How about that? But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Whatever you're doing, I hope you are moving towards your dream. Remember, we are live every Monday. No, that's not what I want to show you. We're live Monday, 7 p.m. Zulu time. That's UTC, where we talk about CAA updates from the Air Accident Investigation Branch. And I've actually got to create a presentation for the AAIB. Well, not for them, but of the latest report to share on the stream because I wanted to practice a different way of sharing the information. So I'll have some time to do that this weekend, and then we'll see how that goes on Monday. There's a couple of accidents that were reported on that I would like to share. So that will be on Monday. And then, as always, on a Thursday, it will be a flight sim stream. Now, Christmas time is going to be funky. I think I'm going to miss one flight sim stream, actually two, because Christmas and New Year's are both on a Thursday. So during those weeks, I'll probably move the stream to Wednesday or might cancel. So just hit that notification bell. And if you're following Kick, you get notifications if I'm online or not. If you're unaware, scholarship opportunities, gliding scholarship is open. PPL scholarship is open. Make sure you visit airpilots.org/scholarships. I will put it in the chat right now. /scholarships. airpilots.org/scholarships for more information. There is also a scholarship for ground school, ATPL ground school. It's a partial. They'll pay 75%, you pay 25%. Still saves you probably about a couple of grand or so. So that's a good scholarship as well to look out for if you are in the hour building phase looking to do your ATPL exams. All right, people, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much for joining me. It's been a pleasure as always. Shout out to you for joining me. Shout out to the lurkers in the dark corners of the internet, in the dingy, dark alleyways of the internet, keeping an eye on what I'm doing without chatting or making themselves known. You are still skewing the algorithm towards me. So to you. Well, until next time, this has been Future Pilot 901. I'm your future captain. My name is D, and I'm reminding you to live your dream. Peace.
Man, from living in my car to finally getting my trial flight done.
Hold it.
To being in this moment.
Hey, come on.
Well done. Was it worth the sacrifice? Oh man.
Flat. Pull back. May pull back more. Hold it there. Pull back.
Switching to south and radar 130.
Bit more.
Listen. Was it worth the sacrifice?
So, power right on. Center line.
Listen, if you have a dream, it's down to you to make it happen, man. You might give it everything and it might still not work, but guess what? The journey makes you a better, stronger person. Can you imagine what kind of person you would become if you didn't pursue the one thing that you thought was the best thing in the world? You didn't pursue it. What kind of person does that make you after 20, 30 years of doing that? But when you chase what you believe is the most valuable, the most beautiful, the most awesome thing that you can do, and you give it everything, win or lose, you become a better person.